that. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that, everybody. Basically, the person is looking at the time. They're watching your circadian clock. They're looking at the time that you would normally put up videos and that you would normally get compliments or support. So they're keeping record of your time. And so they're estimating when you would probably be in meditation energy. So let's say they know that you always show up at your business to do business at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. And they see that you get support or you get attention or whatever, then they're estimating that an hour before you were probably meditating or resting. So what they do is they try to step into your frequency. They may think about you and meditate on your energy while you're talking to God. So while you're meditating, talking to God, they're meditating on your energy. So when you get that download, because they were matching your energy while you was getting the download, they got a vibrational version, a microbyte of the download. Okay? So that's one reason why someone would get like a piece of your download at the same time while you got it, or they got a lot of your download. All right? It means that they was meditating on your frequency at the time. Okay? Now, there's people who might get some of your download that you got years ago because they've been all up in your frequency. So there was a girl on here that got my download that I got years ago. And she got my download that I got years ago because she had been hanging out in my live videos under a fake account, unsubbing, just kind of watching me, monitor my frequency, all up in my energy. And when I turned on sub only, that kicked her, that made her I feel uncomfortable because she couldn't watch me without subbing. Okay? So basically she wanted to be in my frequency without me picking up her frequency. So that's why she was like trying to watch me unsubbed. So I'm just kind of explaining how it happened to me, y'all. Okay? There was a girl in here who tried to falsely accuse of taking her download, but I had already got that download like a couple years before, but she had been watching me on this channel in secret in my live videos. And when I called her out on it and I said, I can show you that I got the download years ago, it's on my Facebook or whatever, she didn't say nothing. And she proceeded to try to do a video to attack me. And then I did a video responding to her, letting her know the download I got about the color spectrum, I got that years ago on my Facebook. So I put it on my Facebook. So she never responded to me again. But the point that I'm making is there's people that study the way you are. They literally study your frequency. They're doing it in secret while they're watching your videos and watching your live videos. Your neighbors are even doing it. They're meditating. And if they kind of could figure out when you would be meditating, so all they're doing is fighting you. They're on a three-way call. When you're on a phone call with God, they're listening in. Okay? They're basically a frequency spy. And that's why they will keep showing up with a part of your download, like right when you get it. There's a guy on here that keeps doing that to me on YouTube. I noticed whenever I would, it's only when I'm going to show up and share the download, he always seems to be like sharing it right at the same time I'm sharing my download. And it's always like a part of it. It's not my entire download, which will lead me to the next thing I'm going to tell you. Okay? The next thing I'm going to tell you about this. Some people are doing tears on you. What they do is they look at the time that you would normally show up, and then before that time, they will pull a couple cards on your energy. That way they can kind of figure out through the tarot what you would probably talk about and what you would be doing. your life path. So all they do is they say, oh, I got this download about this life path. Meanwhile, they read on your energy. And that's how they got the same download you got. This is why I'm not really team tarots. This is why I don't trust random guidance, because people can snatch up your downloads through tarot readings on you. They can figure out your downloads through a tarot card reading. Okay? So that's how they're doing it. They will look at, like, most people who keep getting their download every time you get the download at the same time, all they're doing is looking at your success rate at that time. So that's why they're like channeling your energy. Basically, they're trying to compete with you for the abundance for your download. So like sometimes I will do little readings on myself and I can see that I'm going to get money or profit that day. Okay? And then all of a sudden in my reading, I will literally see two dudes. It's the same two dudes. Okay? In my reading. And then they'll show up with my download. And I'm like, these dudes are doing tarots on me. When people do tarots on you, they show up in your tarots. So if you ever want to know, like, who could be doing downloads, who could be stealing my downloads, if you do readings on yourself before you actually go to deliver a download, and you see that there are like two people showing up in reverse, and those people show up when you show up, those are the people that are doing tarots on you most likely, or doing something witchcraft on you to get your download. Hi, everybody. So is everybody understanding how I'm explaining how people do it sometimes with tarots? Basically, if somebody do a reading on you and they see that you're getting money, what they'll do is look at when you would be sharing your download or in the reading, or when you would be doing something in the reading that would give you the money. And all they do is look at to see what download you're sharing. And then they will share the download. So basically, they're trying to steal your money for your download by spying on you through the tarots. Okay? This is how warlocks and witches do it. I noticed that the same people on this channel, every time I do a little reading on me and I see I'm going to get a donation or some money, these same people show up just somehow with my same download, with a little micro part of my download. And it's actually at the exact time that I'm doing a live video, they will do a video. So what they're doing is they're using my tarots to try to steal my path. They're jumping on my path whenever they see the tarots are giving me money. So if they say, let me see if she's getting any money, especially during Capricorn time, in recovery of lost time, they say, oh, let me see if they're getting any money, especially after a full moon. A lot of them will watch you do cards to steal your downloads, do cards right after a full moon. So they're basically using these deviation to find out what your download is. Okay? That's what they're doing. But they don't pick just anybody. They're picking people that they saw have success already. That seems like they're covered in favor or fated for success. So it's not like they're just trying to get your download because they just want to steal anybody's download. They picked you because they might have been doing pre-readings on you and they see that you keep getting like the Wheel of Fortune card, or you keep getting the Ace of Pentacles. This is in the tarot deck. So they're like, oh, what if I just use your path and I just do everything, whatever download I'm seeing you doing in the tarots, what if I just run off with the download and maybe I'll get your money? It's money theft It's a way they try to steal your destiny through stealing your downloads and faking like they are highly favored or a high priestess like you. If they start to see that you're like always on, that you're always accurate, that you're like a high priestess, then they'll just latch on. They'll latch on. One way you can tell, when someone's trying to steal your download is when you you start getting numbers that say you're being protected. Okay, that means somebody's trying to get into your frequency. When you get downloads to say, you get scriptures that say you're being protected, this and this and that, somebody is doing something sneaky in your metaphysical space. Okay, that's a clear sign that someone's trying to do something to your frequency in a way that will benefit them. This is why I tell y'all, like, one thing don't do, like, don't, if you're into tarot, don't keep going to the same tarot card reader all the time. Okay, if you're into tarot. If you're into tarot, even for yourself, you need to pull only a couple, because let me tell you, once the people who are trying to spy on you using tarot, once they come out of your deck, once they come out of your deck, if they do tarot for themselves, you're going to come out of their deck. They'll find out that you know what they're doing. See? They also do tarot for themselves. So they'll know that you know that they're trying to steal your download. So all they'll do is try to change it up, try to throw you off. They'll still do tarot on you to steal your download, but they'll put the download out there after you to make it seem, they'll do all kind of tricks to gaslight you, to make you think that your tarot that exposed them, your tarots were wrong. They want you to think, they'll try to do things to make you think that by changing things up when they appear. Okay, so they don't match your tarots. So basically, if you're going to do tarots on yourself and you're someone who uses your downloads for abundance, whether they're like ideas, spiritual downloads, you need to do very minimum, and you need to do them rarely. You can't do them every day. You should do, because if you do see people in your tarot spying, trying to steal your downloads, if they show up in your tarots, you may actually start switching your time, and yet the creator didn't want you to switch your time to do your downloads. The creator wanted you to let them get their karma. See what I'm saying? So the creator may be like, let them go ahead and do what they're doing, so they could collapse, and they can end up blocking their original blessing. They could block their own blessings, and you just keep on putting your downloads out there. So if you're going to do tarot on yourself and you suspect that people are spying on you, what you need to do, if you're using any deviation, you need to do the deviation in a micro part at different times a day. Don't do all the deviation at one time. Okay, I'm gonna do a video teaching that, if y'all into deviation of any kind. Okay? If you suspect that anyone is stealing your downloads, then there is someone who is trying to learn your emotional frequency. Your emotions is connected to your frequency. And if someone can learn your emotions, then it's easier for them to find your flow and your personality rhythm. And then it's easy for them to snatch up a phony version of your frequency and kind of like put it over theirs, and then they'll get a vibrational version of your download. So it's important to not keep the same meditation time. Okay, when people get your downloads, it's because they figured out when you are meditating, when you are at rest. They didn't figure out the time that you show up, so they're estimating how much time before that you would probably be at rest. When you are at rest and you haven't set up protection, you're more vulnerable to get your downloads stolen. So what you need to do, okay, before you go to share your download, or even like, oh, I'm resting, and before you even do downloads, you should act during your rest period sometime, and banging a bell sometime, or playing videos that warp and distort the sound frequency in the air. This is going to make it so that if they do terrorists on you, they only get a little bit of what the terrorists say. What they don't get is the deeper wisdom of the download. They don't get the full Akashic record of the download, because you warped and distorted the air frequency as they were tapping in. Okay, thinking of you. Thinking of someone deeply and visualizing them is still a way of tapping into someone's frequency. So, the best thing to do is that when you're at rest, okay, right after you in your rest, right when you're in your rest, you need to whoop and distort the air, the frequency in the air, so that at least the only thing they get is a micro version of your download. So for example, there's a dude on YouTube who keep on, okay, and the reason why I know he's doing it, because I will keep changing my time, and he keeps on being right on my heels. So obviously he's doing tarot on me or whatever, or he's waiting for me to go live. He's pulling those tarots, and then he's doing his video and trying to match my download. But I was going to get on today. I'm going to use me as an example. I was going to get on today at 10:30. Okay. I changed my mind. I said, no, I'm not going to get on. And, I changed my mind. Now, originally, I was going to do a live video talking about doing your vision or whatever. That's what I was going to talk about. I said, no, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm a sit down and wait or whatever. I waited another 20 minutes. I rested another 20 minutes. And then I said, well, I'm a go in flow state and go with the flow and share with y'all what's coming to me. But guess what? When I did my video, it was the same time he did his video, and he was talking about my original micro download. Okay? I changed it, which means he still got the first part of my tarots, but he didn't get the new tarots that overrode them because I changed my mind. See, deviation is not set in stone. You can change your mind. We have free will. We can change our mind or whatever. This is why it's important to teach in flow state. This way, it's hard for people to synchronize downloads with you. If they're reading on your path using tarots, they're going to see some of your download based upon your life. But if you show up and you speak in flow state, then you're getting from that exact moment. You're getting downloads from that exact moment, not the moment that you were meditating. So basically, if someone was meditating on you when you were meditating and doing tarots, but yet you were like, okay, I'm not gonna share out those downloads. I'm gonna show up in flow state. Then your flow state downloads, as a whole, most of them will not match the other person. Okay, are y'all understanding? I'm breaking it down. Okay, so you can actually trick tarots. You can trick people. When you think someone is like, doing tarots on you. I know somebody did tarots on me, because when I did my little reading for myself, there was somebody in my reading doing tarots on me. So I don't know who this trifling dude is, but he needs to just go ahead and stop trying to watch my energy with his tarots. But anyway, as I was saying, you can throw people off by making a plan and then deciding to go with the flow. Okay? That would be like when you show up then whatever they thought you planned, they would be stuck in that energy because they was chasing your energy. Meanwhile, you in a whole different type of energy because you're going with the flow state. This is why the creator really don't like us to pre-plan, because if someone's tracking us, it's easier for them to match us. Like, it's easier then. If you go with the flow, okay, someone would have to do a long reading on you, and then by the time they done, you already showed up doing what you're doing. They coming after you. They late. They coming after you. If they do, okay. But if you do things in the flow, also, that means that that person would have to keep doing tarets on you through that day to catch you at that time that you're doing something in flow state. You know, spontaneous creation. They would have to catch you at that time. That means they would literally have to be like doing readings through your day to find out when you would finally have showed up. But there's people that want your energy that bad that they will do that. They will spend 3 hours, the first 3 hours of their day, just like, you know, tapping into your energy just to get whatever download, because they see that you're always getting things they don't get. Like, that you got fans they don't get. You got cars, whatever. You just, you tend to get more popularity or loyal fans in them. So some people are really hardcore. We're trying to find that download, that sweet download that you're getting that's going to give you a breakthrough. And some people will break all the rules spiritually and psychically. Okay? This is why it's important to have some of your day where it's just so spontaneous. You show up at a time nobody expects you to. Like, nobody expects me to show up between 1 and 2. I normally don't even get on YouTube at this time. But see, this threw people off. The people that was used to, like, oh, I can always count on Ms. V in the morning and night, but it's like, wow, she's showing up between 1 and 2. This is like off the record. This way, it if someone's trying to get my downloads and they're like, oh, I'll read on her and tap into her energy at 2 o'clock, it's too late because I already showed up. So if they're like, oh, I'm trying to put a video up on YouTube between 2 and 4 at YouTube peak time, and they say, well, I'm going to go ahead and read on her energy at 1:45 p.m., it's too late because I already then showed up. See what I'm saying? I'm already done. But now we're living in a world where this is how some people are doing it. They're literally using abundant divine one's path to make it seem like they are tapped in when they're not. They're using other people's tarot card paths to make people think that they're in touch with God. So, like, if they see that you are like on an abundant path and they've been doing tarots on you, then they'll just use your tarots. So let me give you an example. Let's say somebody pull your tarots and your tarots show your queen of air in the upright, and it might show that, there's a tower card maybe in the position and in a good position or whatever. Then they might figure out the interpretation of the tower card and the queen, that you may be doing body sculpting, or you're thinking about working on your body. So they might be like, oh, then they'll say, oh, that's your download. God told you to bless your house, to cleanse your house, to work on your house, to work on your body. So then they'll just go out there and say that they got the download when they didn't get the download. They did your tarots to see your download. Okay, y'all understand what I'm saying? I know some of y'all be like, well, how does Ms. V know this stuff? Because it's my destiny to know this stuff. It's my destiny to know how the wicked people are working. Not everybody has that destiny. It would have to be, as I said, if you're going to go on natal charts, it would have to be in your north node and your fortune part of your chart. Your psychic abilities. Okay, I'm not going to give it away. You have to buy my ebook. If you want to know more about, figuring out your life purpose and your destiny and your dream, but also understanding what I was just talking about, you have to buy my ebook. My ebook is $8. You can buy it through the VIP link. I have a VIP link where you can read it in the beta version. You can't share the link, but you can read it for $8. And then around by New Year's, it'll be on Amazon. Okay, there's going to be a part 2. And in my book, I kind of explain like how you would know certain things, like how to figure out what you would know and what you're chosen to know, your abilities and all of that. So for me, it's like all I got to do is ask questions about any wicked thing, and I have to get the answers. The metaphysical world has to give me the answers because it's a part of my destiny. So I just explained to y'all how they're doing it even in the tarot card world. Y'all, some of y'all know that I had that one lady on here, and she was doing it like this. Now, this is how some people get your downloads and try to hide that they took your downloads using deviation. They will show up at the same time that you would show up at a different time of day, so it doesn't look obvious. So let's say you would get a download and you would create something and you would put it out there at 12 p.m. 12 a.m. or whatever. They will show up at 12 p.m. with your download. So they would be basically trying to get your money at a different time of day, but where it doesn't look obvious. But what people don't know is that there's no such thing as getting the same download at different times a day. It doesn't matter if it's the same time on the clock, because it's a different change in the sky. The sky is light at this time or dark at this sky. So even if it's 12 o'clock at that time, even if it's 12 o'clock and dark in another place and it's 12 o'clock light here, we would not get the same download, because the emotional energy and the the instructions from God is different for that time of day. Downloads is also synchronized for your time of day. So if someone is getting a download at a different time of day that you're getting, it's because they damn sure has been trolling your energy. Hi everybody. Okay. Now, I don't know who these two people are. I felt like I was being attacked yesterday and today, like something was like somebody was trying to hack my energy. Then I saw the scripture number that said I'm being protected from evil. And then when I decided to do a little reading on myself, I saw two dudes in my reading in negative positions. So I don't know who these two dudes are that's sitting up in my live videos today, thirsty, doing tricks, con artists or whatever, whoever you are. I hope you like that karma that you're going to get. I just want to put that out there before I end this video. The two dudes that's watching me, I hope you like that karma that you're going to get for thinking you're being slick with your raggedy cards and your little raggedy tricks, hiding in my live videos today and trying to watch me, harvesting my resources or whatever you're doing, you're trifling. So that's why I felt like I wanted to do this video, because it's happening to me today. And if it's happening to me with these dudes doing it, it's the masculine energy being funky today. If it's happening to me, I know it's happening to some of y'all. This is why I highly recommend that if you're into any deviation, that you do it for yourself only, in secret, and you do it when you can sense you're under attack. Like, it's not about watching your money. It's about kind of like, I want to see what's, or what guidance. If you're not well and you're not feeling well, then of course you can, work on, doing little deviation for yourself to get guidance. Deviation comes with guidance. And some people are stealing your deviation to steal your guidance so they can pretend like they're you. They can pretend like they got your mental power or they're like your life path. This is what's happening. Too many people are on a path they're not supposed to be on because of these fake gurus stealing guidance from other people's paths and publicizing it. They're using deviation to find out other people's paths, then getting on YouTube and announcing it. And what's happening is so many people are jumping into the energy of that download that they gave out. And then people are like, well, why did I have all this happen to me? Because with every path you get on, there's also dark too. And see, not everybody is meant to be in a certain place on a certain path. They're not even meant to be on that path at that time. But most people will jump and do something, a download, if that download sound like it will lead them to success, even though they may not be chosen for success at that time. So they might just be driving to a wall. They think that guidance is going to work for them. But meanwhile, the creator is going to lock everything up because the guidance wasn't for them. This is the problem with people using favorite people's path to put everybody else on the same path. These gurus, fake gurus, low vibrational priests and priestesses doing that. Not everyone's supposed to be in vision work right now, even if it's a full moon. It depends on your stars. It depends on whether this is a chosen time for you. If you switch to vision work, working on completing a project this week, yet your scriptures is telling you, your scriptures are saying, start something new instead, or work on your relationship. But you switch to working on a project because this guru didn't announce that everybody should be working on a project. See what I'm saying? Then you're going to have something locked up that you really didn't need to lock up. Like, you could not take being locked up. It could be your relationship might get locked up. And you can't understand why. Because it wasn't your time with that download. This is why, even if you get a download from anyone, you need to still use your intuition on whether that download is really for you. No matter if that download sounds like it can lead you to success, you need to be honest. Like, am I really supposed to be in that energy? Like, I know some people was putting videos up already. It was on YouTube last night. I wasn't on YouTube last night. I know people that was on YouTube this morning, early morning, uploading already. Why wasn't I? Because it wasn't time for me. My scripture said something different. My scriptures wanted me to rest. See what I'm saying? While other people's scriptures were like, work harder, smarter, whatever. But I used my intuition. Even if I saw videos this morning that was like, reinvent yourself, be somebody else, be better, I wasn't going to jump on and do that because my scripture said rest. See what I'm saying? So I say that if you're like, oh, this person got the same download as me, first thing you need to ask, have somebody been making you match their frequency? Because narcissists will argue with you so you be in their frequency. So that download could have been the narcissist download, but you think it's yours. So let's say you get a download and the narcissist get a download. And you're like, well, how me and the narcissist got a download? Well, it could have been you was just arguing with them and you mimicked and imitated their energy. You stepped into their energy through their abuse of you. And now you are seeing their numbers, and so you're getting their download. People can actually pull you into their frequency too. Narcissists are really good at that. All right, y'all. I will do a part 2 with this. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to let me know. If you'd like to send a donation, you can send a donation to my Cash App at Coach V Hunter. Also, if you would like to buy my ebook, while it's in the beta version, I will be uploading the ebook very soon. It's already online, but through a VIP link. If you want to buy my ebook at my private site, private location online, it is $8. You have to email me after you send me the $8, and I will send you the private link where you can read the book. Okay? It cannot be resold, redistributed, anything like that. But you can be able to read it. It's only going to be available on my private site till Christmas. Once Christmas comes, you'll have to buy it on Amazon. So I'm just letting y'all know, if y'all don't like Amazon and you want to read my book, then you better buy it. You better buy it now. You better buy the PDF version online to read it before Christmas. After Christmas, I'm taking it off my off my private site. I'm taking it off, and it'll only be on Amazon or other sites like Barnes and Nobles. I have to upload the book on Amazon very soon because I have something else I wanna publish. Okay, bye everybody. I'll see y'all later.